Hello and welcome to this video. In this video, we want to program a clicker game. So, for this, we make a new project and name it Clicker Game Episode 1. Then, first thing we do is choose a background. I chose the playground background and I just convert it to vector mode because then it's looking better. Now, we want some cool animations and that we can click the cat. Now, firstly, we want to have this cool rotating animation. There are a few ways to do that, and I'm gonna show you one way. This way, it is complicated, but it uses more blocks, but it uses the rotation blocks. So, how do we do this? First, simple code, when green flag clicked, go to 0, 0 and point in direction 90. Now, we need an forever loop and one repeat 10 loop. In this loop, we turn right clockwise by 2 degrees. And then to slow the motion down, we need another repeat 10 loop, but turn 1 degree. When we try that without the forever loop, we see it is good. Now we just need to do that for the right movement. But rather than just duplicating that, make it to turn left anti-clockwise and yes, like this, that wouldn't work because at the ending of this we would just have turned back again and where we were facing right. So we need here and repeat 20. And then we duplicate this repeat 10 block and stuff it here at the bottom. Then put the forever loop here and click the script or the green flag. And we see, yes, it looks good, but I think it would look better with a few weight blocks. So just have a wait 0 seconds block here, there, and there. And do you notice that it is lagging a little? So paint a new sprite and name it blank. Now in this sprite, because we don't have any code, we can look at this cat with without it that it's lagging. Now that looks good. Now we want that when we hover above it, it grows a little. So how are we gonna do that? At first, up here we set size 100, and then we need a new when green flag clicked block. And forever we check if else if touching mouse pointer. If that's true, we change size by and need divide block, and at the left of the divide block a subtract block. Now at the left of the subtract block we enter our targeting size where we want to go to. I enter 120 and we subtract that by the current size, so we know how much we need to grow. But to slow that down, we divide that by 2. Now duplicate that, and then if we're not touching the mouse pointer, we change the size by 100. Subtract by size divided by 5. That it is much slower than if we're touching the mouse pointer. Now let's look at that. Oh yeah, baby, that is looking good. Now, what happens when we click? We have a counter where we then know how often we clicked this cat. But first, we are gonna make a clone when we tap on this sprite that goes to a random X position here and falls. So after this block, after the change size by 120 subtract size, divide by 2 block, we check for if the mouse is down. So we click if we click it there. And then just to look if it's working, we ask what's your name. Now we can click everywhere, and we can also go on this, then go back and click here. But when we click the cat, it asks, what's your name? Very good. So instead to ask what's your name, we make a clone. We create a clone of myself. And then we, until the mouse isn't down, and until the mouse isn't down, we aren't touching the mouse pointer anymore. We wait, so we can't click anymore. And before we code the clones, let's just make a counter. We name it click. And we make it for all sprites. That's important if we want to program a shop later on. So we change clicks by 1. And at the beginning, set clicks to 0. And we also can show the clicks variable and delete the my variable. There we go. Now let's try that. And oh, why isn't it working? I forgot. We need a not touching mouse pointer or mouse down. And oh look, now when I click the green flag, all clones aren't there anymore. That's good. Now click the click the cat again, and now there's only one clone. And when we go here but still click the hold down the mouse, it doesn't work even when we go again here. Or if we click it, now again it works. If we click it here and then here, yeah, it works. Okay, now the clones. When I start as a clone, at first we are gonna reduce the size. Let's say 50%. And then we set y to a random value. And now stop the project and make the cat pointing in direction 90 and its size should be 50. Then drag it to the left like this. And I like when the maximum is like this, negative 210. So we enter that here. And $210. Yeah, that's good. So click the green flag again. And now when we click it, oh wait, I had it set Y to and not this, and I need to have it set X to my my mistake. Now when we click it, yes, wait, where did the clone go here? Hide the sprite? I don't know. I just didn't click right. Oh, and look at this. This clone is touching the cat. So that isn't good. So don't make a variable. Make a new block named clones and tick the run without screen refresh. Now put this under this clones thing, under this define clones hat block, and place the clones block under the set size to 50% block. Now, after we set X to pick random negative 210 to 210, we check if we are touching the mouse, not mouse, the cat. But how do we do that? Now, this is very tricky. So, if we would do that in this sprite, So we need to make a new sprite for the clones. Then drag this costume in here. And we need also a little bit of code. Here, create clone of clones. Then this when I start as a clone goes in there, and this script also. Then we delete it here in this sprite. Very good. Click in the clone sprite, position the script good, and then here, if touching sprite 1 isn't a good name, cat. That's good. Now, if we are touching the cat, oh wait a minute, what is that for a bug? We forgot we need to hide the actual clone sprite, so because it's a clone factory, so when green flag clicked, hide. There we go. We should also bring the cat to the front here. Now, in the clone sprite, if we are touching cat, we repeat this thing. But rather than doing that, we need a repeat until block. We repeat until not touching cat. Set X to pick random -210 to 210. So let's look at this. And we forgot to show the clone. How many times do I forget that? So now, yeah, we see we have the clones here only never where they were touching the cat. Very good. Now I want that the clones fall. Gravity pulls them down. So, firstly, we want that the clones can completely hide under this edge. So, we can delete this custom one and need to do something. Here, in the custom 2 spreads, just make a rectangle and make the in and outline invisible. So, in the custom editor, we see it's there, and Scratch also knows it. But when we fall down, we can fall under this edge. So now, after this we can rename this block to positioning clones. After this positioning clones block, we don't make a new custom. We make a new variable and name it as speed y for this sprite only. So when the green flag clicked, or better, when I start as a clone, we set speed y to 0, and then we not repeat until forever. Change speed y by 1 and change y by speed y. And after we did that, we look if we are touching edge. And if we are doing that, we delete this clone. Now let's test. Click on the cat and we need to change speed y by -1. I also showed the speed y variable to see it. And yes, the clones are falling, but I think if we are touching edge, we should deleting this clone is good, and we see them falling. I think that is cool. Now also we see that almost every time there is only one clone, because the clone become deleted after they are touching the edge. But wait, that it looks better. Let's try to make this a little shorter, like this, and position it in the middle. Now click again. And yes, that is looking slightly better. What if we fully delete this? I think that is looking better than everything. Think that is good. Now, that's it for this episode. We did the background and learned did a few cool animations. And worked here with clones. In the next episode, we are gonna create a shop. So be tuned for next week. And now I say bye bye for this week. Until next time.